What's up? Fresh is our turn, baby.
Hey y'all, how's it going? It's really great to be catching up with you guys again. I know it's been a minute. I feel like it's been forever since I've thrown an event or hopped up and did a video, a recap, released an episode, what have you. So it's good to be talking to everybody again. The reason, anyway, I've been in this weird spot where I feel like I haven't been uploading or talking to you guys as much as I used to is because I'm in this weird transitional phase where it is, I used to be the DJ and the party promoter that everyone knew and loved in Seattle. But now I live in Atlanta. And beyond that, I'm trying to change from this person who was known as the hardworking promoter DJ doing 2 to 3 events a week to something different. Because as I get older, I want my brand to get better, take less time from me, give me less stress, but give me more value, more production to me. So I'm in this weird spot, right? And it honestly reminds me of two things. It reminds me of a time kind of all the way back to when I was 18, right? So story time. You guys know that feeling, what it's like growing up from the time, as early as you can remember, all the way through high school. You're kind of being molded. You're being told who it is that you are and what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Or at best, it feels like they give you a few options. Your parents give you a few options. They say, hey, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be great. Or you can, go to the military, or you can be a bum. 3 choices. That's an exaggeration, but you get the picture. Anyway, I can definitely relate to that. Growing up, going through high school and everything, I saw myself as a nerd. My parents forced me into a bunch of activities. Not that I don't appreciate it. It made me who I am, but I was put into a lot of activities and given a lot of direction. Okay. When I graduated high school, the first thing I did was take a scholarship. Shout out to FAMU, Florida A&M. You should go to an HBCU. They gave me a full ride scholarship, like multiple states away. So I took it. And, what I decided to do upon taking this scholarship and going to a new place with new people was decide, hey, however I saw myself before, which was this nerdy kid. I was in IB, International Baccalaureate in high school, so like AP on steroids. I was the captain of my robotics team. I decided I was going to take that image and change it into something totally different. So I ran for student government, which is not a nerdy thing at an HBCU in college, but totally a popularity contest. And all of a sudden, my face was plastered everywhere across campus. I went through the campus, met as many people as possible, and figured out who it was that I thought I needed to be if I was going to be a leader of the new people who were around me, if I was going to be seen as someone that was popular amongst the new people around me. And I became that person. Everything from head to toe, my dress, the way I walked, the way I talked, the way I positioned myself on social media, because beforehand I didn't even use it. Now I was intentionally putting up certain pictures, certain images, certain reposts, so on and so forth to be a new person. And oh my gosh, did it work. I was able to go from zero to hero in the span of just one summer, a couple days on campus, because I changed my mentality and decided that I was going to do research on the role it was that I wanted to play in my new market, which was school, and become that person. No one knew anything else about the old me. I was able to be a brand new me. And I tell you that because, interestingly enough, I find myself in the same spot here. When it comes to building a brand, I am having to ask myself, how do I define and create a role in this new market, in this new society that allows me to win, whatever my definition of winning is? And this is a question that I'm asking myself again, because it's a question that I had to ask myself once I left college and then went to Seattle and built a party brand. I had to ask myself that question. And it's a question I'm asking myself again. But let's delve into, when I asked myself the question the first time when I was starting from zero, and maybe you guys can relate to this or pull something from it. So coming into a new market, I had never DJ'd before, but what I did learn from going to Florida A&M for a year was how to party. And boy, did I learn how to party hard and how to promote a party and how to throw a good house party. moving to Seattle, this brand new market in the Northwest, not to say that people didn't have parties before, but they certainly weren't doing it on that level. So as I came to this new market and I asked myself that question, how do I define or create a role that allows me to win in this new society? I saw in the market that there was this hole. No one was throwing awesome Southern style parties like I could. And that was my opportunity, amongst a few other things. But what I did was step up and step into that space. No one knew music the way I did. They didn't know the songs that were popular down south. No one knew how to organize and promote house parties like I did. So I created a system which allowed me to do those two things consistently. I used word of mouth. I used social media posturing, like I said, certain types of images, certain types of pictures, only certain types of videos on my social media. I then went out and purposely friended and found and followed all the relevant people within the market, within 50 to 100 miles, who I thought might show up to an event that I would promote, who might like to attend a hip hop party, a hip hop event. And I friended them and followed them and got them to connect back with me. I found the role that I needed to fill and created myself into that. That's important. It's exactly what you need to do for your business. Now, what if we're not starting from scratch? I.e., let's take another example from my life. Now I live in Atlanta, and I'm not starting from zero anymore because I put in years, 6 to 7 years worth of work in the Seattle market, building my brand, developing new skills. Now I'm a new person with even more to offer, and I'm in a new market in a new time period. So I have to reassess and re-ask myself that question. What is it that I can bring to the market based off of what it is that I've already done, the brand that I've already created, and building off of that? So, practically speaking, I self-assess. I figure out what are the new skills that I have. Well, now I'm a kick-ass, awesome DJ. I know how to make flyers. I know how to make my own promo videos and really run an event from zero to the end, from the beginning to the end. What else can I do? I outline all these skills that I have, and then I go out and explore the market. So practically speaking, what does that mean? Okay. One of the easiest things you can do, one of the first things you should do, is go on social media and go on event websites and figure out all the events that are happening. Find all the social groups where people are actively posting on a daily basis. Join them, comment on people's posts, post your own pictures and posts, interact with people, follow up with people, set up meetings with people. Become a person, a physical, real person in the space. Then go out to events. If you see other promoters, so for me, if I see other promoters throwing events, I'm gonna go out and meet those promoters and meet the people who are showing up to those events and meet the artists who want to be at those events and build my network based off of those people's networks. I'll go and find 6, 7, 10, 20 promoters, who knows how many it is, and just pick the best from each one, the best fans, the best whatever from each one, or pick the best people I want to work with and keep them in my Rolodex. From there, once you do that, I become the solution. So now I'm in this new market. I see that Atlanta, they've got plenty of Southern style DJs and parties and so on and so forth, things like that. But there's a shortage of individuals such as myself who are really well spoken, who already have the experience, who can come in and give access to the market to new people. So that's a role that I can play here in this market and win, because I've already developed a network in Seattle who wants to come to a major market like in Atlanta or in LA. And now that I'm developing connections and network here, I can leverage that not only with the people back home, but with the people here, and people here who have never been to an amazing hideaway vacation place like Seattle that is like America's best kept secret can go through me to get that access and experience. And that's something that's unique to me that I can offer as well. Now, here's an important nuance, and we've kind of talked about this a little bit because I mentioned posturing. But now that I'm in this new market and I've reassessed and figured out the new skills, the new unique offering that it is that I can bring to this market, how do I showcase to people that I have it? Now, that comes down to content and being consistent with that content that you promote. You want to create high quality content. You want to look out at all the other competitors in the market. Look at the quality of the content that they're creating. This is important when you're starting your brand. Look at the quality of the content of all your competitors. And when you put out your content, you need to level up from there. Don't be just as good, be better. And that's important. And it's important that you showcase every single aspect of what it is that you have to offer and give these new fans an opportunity to capitalize on those offerings, and also showcase yourself as a knowledge expert. So more than just putting the product out there, you want to put out information around the product or around the process that it is that you're offering, so that people know you are a worthwhile, worthy salesperson of the information or of the product that it is that you are offering to them. Really key and important. Otherwise, the rest of the stuff that we're doing, we won't convert if we don't do this part right here. Now, once you've figured out that content and the quality of it, and you've got that consistently going, you want to promote that and put it out as consistently as possible. And also physically, with your physical body, you want to put clothes on, put shoes on, and physically show up to events with physical flyers, handouts to put in people's hands and have conversations with them about your product and brand. Now, it might feel like I'm overdoing it when I say that, but in this age and era of social media, I feel like it's really important that I impress upon you the importance of this step in the process as well. It cannot be skipped. You will not get good results if you skip this part of the process. So don't say you didn't hear that from anywhere else or you didn't hear it from me. If you skip the physical footwork of going out, physically representing your brand, it will not be as effective as it could be. Period. Okay, so that's consistency. I think you guys get that. The last thing that you can do is run ads based off that content as well. You can run ads. I don't know if you can run ads on your lives or whatever, but whatever content you're putting out there, whether you're going live once you engage with the fans at these physical events, or you're at home or at your office in the studio running ads from there, you want to run ads off the content that's being put out. Now, if we go through all of these steps that I've kind of outlined in this talk, you'll find yourself with a brand new brand or an evolution of your current brand, your past brand, in a brand new market, ready to go. And honestly, it's just that simple. So let me know if you have any questions. As always, you can reach out to me via DM or my email if you want to set up a consultation. I've got that set up on the website for a small fee. You can sit down and have a meeting with me. Also, as always, if you want to come out to Atlanta, if you're an artist or an influencer and you want to come out to Atlanta and you're ready to take your brand to the next level, you've done a lot of the things that we've already talked about in this podcast. You're beyond that, and now you're ready for the world to see your brand. Talk to me. I can get you set up with the right interviews at the right time and meeting the right people here in Atlanta so that your brand can become national, international. Who knows? The sky's the limit. So as always, I have that stuff available on my website right now, www.atlastevent.com/FreshPharaoh, or you can just go to the main Atlas website page, go up to the top and hit the team tab, and then scroll down to where you see my name, DJ Fresh Pharaoh. Click that, and all of my options are right there. All the different packages that I have to offer that you can purchase are available for you right there. Anyway, this has been another episode of The Dub Show. I hope you guys stay tuned in. I'll be keying in with a bunch of different topics and ideas and a lot of my own personal experience around how you can become a bigger and better brand in your own market. I've done it in small markets, I've done it in big markets, and now from the bottom of my heart to you, I'm giving you my experience so that hopefully you can do it too. Stay tuned for the next episode of The Dub Show. I miss you guys already. See you next time.